Well, good afternoon, everybody. Jennifer Ferguson here with Artistic Painting Studio. And we're going to have some fun today with some cowboy boots, okay? So my goal today is to show you how I have foiled my cowboy boots in the past, and I'm going to be doing another pair. So this is the pair that I've done before. Okay, yes, these were foiled in our bronze gold leopard foil. Okay, pretty cool. So a little bit about foil for those that don't know anything about this wonderful product. Okay, foils are basically a metallization that is on the back of plastic. So the side that you are looking at right now is the plastic. Okay, the foil itself is actually the metallization on the back side of this, and that is the side that you transfer to the sticky surface I'm going to tell you about in a minute. And it pulls, okay, it pulls the metallization off of the plastic and transfers it to another surface. Now, is this a perfect system? Oh, heck no. Okay, no, hell no. So you have to kind of just understand when you're getting ready to do anything with foils that it's never going to be perfect, but we embrace all those imperfections and make them absolutely gorgeous and put them as part of our whole idea, okay? So if you guys have any questions about foils, please let me know, okay? So basically, the whole thing with foils is having a foil that is easy to release, okay, because they were never designed to do what we actually are doing with them, okay? So they were never designed to just pull off. So we had to create a very, very sticky adhesive, which is my product called foil adhesive. And I just got it in a big bucket. And it is wonderful, okay? It creates a really, really sticky surface that, yes, you could transfer a leaf over, but it was meant and designed to transfer foils because we need that really, really, really sticky surface to make it work. So the first step we have to do, okay, so I've got my big gallon of foil adhesive, okay, and that way you guys can see in the tub here too. It looks milky white, okay, it's a liquid, a thick liquid. It's not too thin, okay, and all you have to do is just brush it on. And that's all I did, okay? So just brush this on. But you want to make sure that you are getting good coverage, not that you want to glop it on by any means, okay? But if there is no adhesive, there will be no transfer because there won't be anything sticky, okay? So you've got to have a good sticky base coat of this so that you will get a transfer. So as you can see, I am just brushing on the foil adhesive to my boot, trying not to let it get piled anywhere too thick, okay? That way it dries pretty fast, okay? And that's a good thing I should bring up right now is dry time, guys. So once you put your foil adhesive on your surface, I'm trying not to get my arm at the same time, you guys. You want to let this stuff sit for at least an hour, okay? The longer it sits and tacks up, the better it is. So I would recommend, especially on something kind of a crazy surface as a pair of cowboy boots, let it sit maybe for an hour or two. So as you put it on, you can see it looks milky white, okay? But as it starts to dry, you can see my boots going completely clear. Where I started first, okay, it's going completely clear. Now you can kind of see this one's the wet one and this one's the dry one. So you can see that it did dry completely clear. Now the one thing it did is it made the leather a little darker, okay, which I think is kind of great because I think the darker leather is going to look really good. This was the transformation that I did last time, okay, and I'm wanting to still use some of the leopard, but we're going silver this time. But I was wanting to also see about incorporating a little bit of the teal with that, okay? So I'm trying to see if my concept is is something I want to put on this boot or not, okay? And we do the crinkling, okay? And we just do a little bit of random rubbing, okay? So we can see, even though I'm not pushing really hard, it's just transferring a little bit here and there. Then we could come back and maybe put the leopard in between and get coverage over the top of that. So then you kind of have a combination of your teal and leopard together. Now that might be kind of fun, okay? So that's why I'm experimenting, okay? I always try things out first before I normally go for my projects, okay? But I think what I'm going to do is crinkle up my teal, okay? And my teal is actually seafoam is the color that I'm using. So I think I'm going to crinkle that up and pounce that randomly, okay? So I get it every little bits and pieces. And then I think I'll come over with the leopard, okay? And fill in. So that way you'll have broken leopard with that color. Going to crinkle it up. I'm going to get my hand in here so that I get something to, something it can push on, okay? So I have something for resistance, okay? And I'm going to randomly scrub, okay? So I'm not scrubbing everywhere because I just want bits and pieces. And I'm not sure I really even want it to go down to this bottom section where the seam is, okay? I think I might just want leopard down there. So that's where I was kind of concerned about, you know, maybe if I'd done this in sections instead, that might have been easier, okay? So we're getting some nice random coverage. Ooh, that's pretty. Okay, so this is where it gets tricky now, okay? Because there's foil missing from the back of this. So do I risk using this piece again, or do I just go get a clean piece, okay? That's where I was really trying to warn you guys about when you start using foil randomly, okay? Because we don't want it to get stuck and pull the adhesive off this boot. So I think I'm going to go ahead and maybe try just a little bit back here. A little bit of random rubbing and see what we're getting, okay? Okay, I think we're going to have to let that go now and get ourselves a clean, fresh piece so we do not have any oops, okay? This piece, okay? Trying to get the most of it, okay? And you guys let me know if I'm not have things positioned where you can see well, okay? And again, I'm going to random scrub, okay? And we don't want it below that edge, so I'm going to kind of rub it right up to that edge, okay? And then check and see. Okay, so I can also partially remove it, okay? And not take it all the way off. And if I decide, ooh, I'd like some more over here, I can put it right back down and rub there. So before you completely remove it, you can peek underneath and determine if you want more of the teal, okay? So that's one way to use the piece better before removing it. Because once you completely remove it, then I don't want you guys to position this on your boot again, okay? Oh, that is just looking so fun. So I'm just going to use smaller little pieces and place them randomly where I think I want a little bit more color. And just rub, okay? Just rubbing with my finger. Because now I want to make sure I've got about the equal amount on both sides. And I think my first side, I didn't put as much on. We are going to get the leopard, and I'm going to be smart, and I'm going to do what I've been doing already, and we're going to cut into smaller, manageable pieces. Because I think there's less waste this way, you guys, that, you know, even though we still have some waste, okay, I'm going to cut this one a little bit smaller. We don't have as much waste, I think, when we're cutting in the smaller, manageable sizes. Okay, I always like to maybe get my extra foils out of the way because you don't want them to get stuck, okay? So if there's anything around that has the adhesive on it, your foils can get stuck in them so easy. Okay, now this time, I don't have to worry about so much my placement because I know I'm going to do the whole bottom in the leopard, okay? So I think I'm gonna do the whole bottom solid leopard and just have the teal up here. And if I decide, I could always come back and do some hand embellishing and like bring the stitching back out maybe and hand embellish that, or even hand embellish the stitching around here, or even I could paint the bottom of the boot teal, okay? So there's a way I think I can bring the color back down. So I'm not going to worry like I was trying to stay above the stitching, okay? This time I don't have to worry. Okay, let's make sure we don't get stuck upside down. And okay, now I am going to, I'm going to press a little harder. I'm going to do more scrubbing because we want to try to get full coverage, okay? So we're going to peek. We're going to see what we're getting here so far. Okay, so what it's doing right now is it's grabbing all the high area and it's not getting into the low area yet. So I want to be able to put that foil right back on and make sure that it's getting into the low area as well, okay? So I'm just going to scrub a lot harder, okay? So I'm going to get in here and see if I can scrub with my finger and get more coverage. Okay, that's actually, I think, doing a little bit better than the scrub brush did. So I'm scrubbing with my fingernail. And you know what? We use whatever we have to use to get a good coverage and to get things to work. So don't think that the scrubber brush is the be-all and end-all and the only way to transfer, you guys. Sometimes our finger and our fingernails are going to do just as good, if not better. I'm going to go teal, leopard, and then I'm going to come back and backfill again with teal again. And I think that'll give me what I'm hoping for, okay? Because I was really looking to get rid of that leather color and make it disappear. So I think it's going to take a little bit more work. Or maybe let my adhesive even dry longer, okay? Now I know it's been drying for a couple hours. I hope you guys can see it over the stitching where it's just picking up a little bit of the detail on the stitching. And I think that looks so cool, okay? So I'm going to be smart, you guys. I'm going to cut off the section where the foil is removed, okay? So now I don't have to worry about anything, okay? I got maybe one little area where there's a tiny bit missing, but I'm better off doing that than accidentally getting a whole big section that could get stuck upside down, okay? Or get stuck and nothing but plastic is sticking to that boot. Woohoo, look at, and I'm going to continue to do that because I think you guys, you'll just find that you're going to manage your foil better and manage your scraps, okay? And make the most of them by cutting them and not worrying about having something get stuck, okay? Where it could pull off the adhesive or just not transfer really well, okay? Okay, I'm going to seal the boots, okay? And that was one thing I was looking for before I even started the live, okay? If I remember right, okay, I know I sealed these final coat, okay, in the low gloss. Or you could use the final coat even in a regular gloss and maybe just one or two coats, okay? The thing you don't want to do is use something and build it up too strong and get it to where it could get too hard, okay? Because you want it to stay flexible because your boots are flexible. And the other thought I had, let's just wax those boots, okay? But yes, you've got to protect it because the foils themselves, and I'll show you guys on here, okay? So the foils themselves are vulnerable, okay? So I can scratch them. And, you know, you could, I don't know if you guys can see that, but there's a scratch mark on there now from me scratching it with my fingernail. So you do have to cover the foils no matter what you use them on, okay? These are all our foils, okay? So they're from our foil line that we carry here.